Alhamdulillah, wa sallallahu wasallam ala rasulillahi amma ba'd. What we're about to watch briefly is a demonstration of this inferiority complex that Yasir Qadhi is facing and wants others to face as well.
Are only interested in, I don't know, niqabi sisters. Okay, good for you. That's halal, no problem. I personally, by the way, I think niqab is not a problem. But it's not obligatory at all. In the culture we live in, there's no need for it at all. Personally, I know one-to-one, I don't encourage it, but I would never discourage it. Is that clear? I don't encourage it at all. I think in the Western world, I don't think it is healthy overall because it's a bit too much. In a society where nudity is rampant, the niqab doesn't work. Niqab only works when everybody's wearing hijab and niqab, then it makes sense. But in a society where the reality is as it is, I personally am not a fan of it, but at the same time, I don't disrespect it. It is part of our tradition. However, we should do so. Good for you. And somebody should do it to remind us that it does actually exist. No problem there.
Well, first of all, let me make a disclaimer. This isn't about the ruling of niqab, whether it's obligatory or preferable, highly recommended, whether it's wajib or mustahab. This isn't about that. Yes, there's a vast difference of opinion between the scholars on this matter. So that's not what it's about, the fiqhi ruling on this. But the message that Yasir Qadhi is sending in a subtle manner, he's contradicting himself, first of all, saying, I wouldn't encourage it at all, but I would never discourage it. And then he goes on to say, it isn't healthy in the Western world, and it's too much. So it's like a diplomatic way of subtly saying, actually discouraging it. Effectively, he is discouraging it. And he is shooting down the morale of thousands of Muslim sisters in the West who do wear the niqab. So is this not an inferiority complex? It's too much. Based on what standard is it too much? So basically, what he's implying, what he's insinuating, is it's too extreme for the Western culture. You know, instead of empowering our Muslim sisters and uplifting their morale into remaining firm upon their identity as Muslims, which, you know, the niqab and modesty in general, more so than niqab, it does imply, or it is an expression of devotion and modesty, especially in, as he said, in a society where nudity is rampant. It even adds more value to the niqab. And this is a delusion that many people have, that if I present myself in the West as a devout Muslim, or a Muslim who's holding on to, you know, my Islamic attire, and my identity is clearly posed to everyone else as a Muslim, then I'm going to reciprocate harm upon myself. This is a delusional way of thinking. Yeah, obviously we're not talking about certain places where you know, anti-Islamic antagonist, you know, sentiments do exist, but he gave a blanket answer. He said in the West overall. No, there are certain places where you find, you know, women walking around walking around the streets by themselves, wearing the niqab, and no one says a thing to them. And there are other places, let's say, where there are more racist people. Yeah, they could face some problems, but that's not the case. That's not the norm. So the point of all this is that this is a subtle way of discouraging it, masked in, you know, tolerance. If you want to do it, that's fine. It's okay. Allah al-Musta'an. He's clearly expressing, and it reflects discomfort on his end from having Muslim women wearing the niqab in the West. It's a psychological thing, and it stems from, Wallahu alam, this inferiority complex, and trying so hard to just assimilate and integrate Islamic culture with the Western culture. In other places, this guy says that, other instances, you find him giving a fatwa stating it's permissible to have turkey on Thanksgiving Day under the pretext of being allowed to eat turkey. Yeah, it's halal to eat turkey, but on that exact day, as a non-Muslim's holiday, you essentially are celebrating with them, a holiday which is non-Islamic. So, the list goes on and on with this guy's issues.